This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Breaking news just coming in. I'm getting word that the Livecast has announced a ceasefire deal with Lamb Goat. The terms of the deal are, the Livecast agree to stop name-dropping Lamb Goat, and in turn, they agree to add a Babe of the Day to their site. Our IP Livecast starts now.
That's right. We are now on good terms with Lamb. I mean, we were always on good terms with Lamb. Let's be honest. It's a little joke. Welcome to RAPL Livecast. I'm make a joke of a ceasefire. I know. Great work, Shannon. It's Rob here with Sid and Darren, getting political at the start.
I mean, it's the time to be happy and the time to have levity, as opposed to the years and years of not having a ceasefire. This is when you should celebrate and be happy. I don't blame her.
Shlomo Levity was one of the ceasefire negotiators, actually.
Oh.
Shlomo Levity. No.
Was he involved in the peacemaking process?
Shlomo Levity is a good way to describe like the first 5 years of the Livecast.
Yeah, right. He was a constant staple.
But yes, we are all very. What?
I was going to say maybe he was one of the negotiators.
I stop making Jewish jokes. First of all,
yeah, that was the problem.
And they were like, okay.
Hamas was making too many Jewish jokes. We have exclusive footage of him in a room with Netanyahu, apparently.
No, audio of the negotiation.
No.
That's right. Netanyahu wanted to keep bombing, and Shlomo was putting a stop to it.
No.
Banging a penny loafer on the table.
Khrushchev.
Apparently the ceasefire starts tomorrow. I never understand this, where it's like, all right, we agree to a ceasefire, but in like 4 days. Let us finish bombing
get in
you.
some extra killing.
Yeah, I never get that.
Last lick.
Because the ceasefire was agreed to last Wednesday, I believe. It was made official. And by all accounts, it's because this representative of the Trump administration showed up in Israel last Friday, apparently, on the Shabbos, and was like, I need to talk to Netanyahu now. And
because Netanyahu is such a devout man.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as the story goes, this was printed in Israeli newspapers, which very much have a pro-Netanyahu slant. So for this to be written there, it seems like the truth. But essentially, this convoy came over to Israel and was like, I didn't see Netanyahu. And they're like, well, it's Shabbos. Can we see you tomorrow? And he's like, no, right now. Let's go. I don't give a fuck. I believe was the quote. I don't give a fuck was the quote. And Netanyahu met with him and he basically forced Netanyahu's hand to agree to the ceasefire that was on the table since May. And here we are. So Donald Trump was in office -6 days. And already is a bigger peace dove in the Middle East.
Put your beanie on. Get out of the house. Hey, get your goys from outside to turn off your TV and come out here and talk to us now.
I hope it stays. I have my doubts. I think this is... look, I'm happy it's happening. I want to be clear. I don't think the Gazans need to suffer any more than they have, nor should they have suffered what they suffered to begin with. And of course, to be clear, I'm not saying the hostage grabbing was correct.
Easy.
Don't put that in my mouth. Relax.
Sounds like a date.
Oh, no.
I think the way that Trump was involved in this is that even the people who are mad about this, who would like to continue murdering Palestinians indefinitely, are saying, fucking Trump. That's how like both sides, even the people who are happy with it and the people who are upset with it, are both crediting or quote unquote discrediting Trump for it. Which is also, Israel could break it at any time. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It could last 8 seconds
Yeah.
But this is still a better position, sad to say, to be in than it not having happened.
They've already, the Trump administration has already offered more pushback than the Biden administration has all year, essentially. And so it's quite a mindfuck for me.
Well, I think it's in line with Trump. Like, I don't think Trump gives a shit about Palestinian people. There's no altruism to this whatsoever, but he wants to start his administration by being a savior in like 3 or 4 different areas. You know, he's going to come in and save TikTok too now, because it's just Democrats are so fucking horrible that they hand them W's on a silver platter.
I am very curious about the inauguration. It's on Monday. I'm very sad that our show is so far removed from the inauguration, because I feel like I could probably do a watch along of it.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it indoors.
That's right. So it's
there.
Here's the thing. It was colder than it's supposed to be on Monday for Obama's inauguration, and he did it outdoors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think.
But he was like 50. I mean, Trump is like near death here.
Also, I think there's a risk of assassination. He's worried about getting shot at.
Oh, please.
What do you mean?
Oh, please. He got shot in the ear, bro.
Yeah.
And there was another apparent attempt, like a few different attempts.
The guy that was at a golf course and didn't actually shoot anyone. Stop. The tactics worked. He got reelected.
The Tesla exploding at the Trump Tower. Wait, what?
What?
What tactics?
I thought we all were sort of thinking that the first attempt was staged. Did we all drop that? That's not a thing anymore?
Oh, I don't know that it was necessarily staged. I could see skepticism in that direction for sure.
I could believe it was staged.
But so then he's not going to stage it now that he won.
But I could also believe there is a really boiling point of tension in this country right now. People are very upset. Yes. People are broke.
I thought people like the election happened and now everybody's just over it. And
everyone's rich again? People still have their problems. What do you mean?
So they're going to shoot Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the concern, I think.
From who?
From the Trump administration, why they're moving indoors.
No.
One thing that's weird to me, though, is how, like, it's so different. Like, what a difference 8 years makes, right? The previous inauguration, nobody wanted to touch Trump. Nobody wanted to show up.
Yeah.
Now it's like fucking Carrie Underwood's performing. There's some crypto ball that Snoop Dogg is performing at.
What?
Wow. I didn't know that one even. There's someone else famous.
I'm not sure if that's like a direct. It's not like a direct Trump thing, but it's in that whole event space. I think it's more because Snoop is a crypto guy, in the sense that this crypto agency is paying him a lot of money, but it's being thrown by David Sachs.
Who?
He's like one of Trump's crypto guys. He's like a Elon Musk number 2 kind of guy.
Oh, cool.
He's another one. He's in that universe of dipshits. He hosts a podcast called All In. It's very shitty.
You listen? You're a big listener of this podcast?
No, there's clips on Twitter dunking on him all the time.
I see clips of it all the time, too.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was a thing. All right.
It's all these venture capitalists who think they know better than us.
So it's Shark Tank.
It is in the same vein as, like, in the political realm, seeing clips of Bill Maher all the time. Like, I don't know anything. I would never sit down and watch Bill Maher's.
Exactly.
Two stupid shows, but I'm familiar with the tone and the rhetoric because it gets laughed at so constantly.
Okay. All right, fair.
And his name is David Sachs. Sacks. Sachs.
Sacks of money, I guess. Is that
sacks of nuts?
Nailed it.
LOMOCHOINE.
First guest. Will he be at the inauguration?
No, I hope.
He might try to assassinate Trump.
Oh no, I hope not.
Will
also
Marla Maples maybe. Will Marla be there? I don't know.
No, we know Ivana won't be there.
They're not going to dig her up just to bring her bones.
They're going to Weekend at Bernie's Ivana.
That was in the prenup that once she dies, her bones have to be wherever Trump is.
Oh.
So they're going to dig her up now and bury her in the lawn of the White House for 4 years.
I look forward to that. Going back to the conspiracy theories about him, like I can see a conspiracy theory where it was staged, but he had nothing to do with it. So he's still terrified of getting shot. And that could be why he'd want to move it inside.
I feel like in the moment he wasn't terrified enough, which is what tells me that he knew it was coming.
I don't know about that. I think he looked terrified, like he jumped under the fucking desk and whatever that thing was. But then he emerges like not scared. But
yeah,
he looked like he shit himself in the first 3 seconds.
That was great instincts to get up and do that fist. I must admit.
That's why it felt scripted to me. I don't know.
Although the funny thing, I could buy that, like someone under the desk told him like stand up now, it's gonna look great or something like that. And like spontaneously scripted, so to speak. But anyway, it's funny how fast that went away.
Yeah.
And then for like 3 weeks, he was like a pariah again. Because like Kamala Harris had the coconut speech or whatever, like, oh, isn't that so cool? And then,
well, this was while Biden was still in the race. I remember because the idea was like, oh, that's it, he definitely won. I remember it was like,
no, yeah, right. No, well, he definitely won, but like I'm saying, there was this like middle period where like nobody gave a shit about Trump again, and like it just shows the like the rapidity of the news cycles. Like you have that. And then you have the Kamala Harris with the fake nomination, and then you have the coconut, the vibes, and the brat, and then and then all. Neither of the things mattered. Like neither of the things that supposedly like took over the narrative. Nobody gave a shit about any of them.
Because
do you think? I want to pose this question to the chat.
Oh,
well, no, to you guys. If Joe Biden, when did Kamala announce? She announced like late July, right? Early August.
Well, did she announce or did they announce on her behalf? I don't know.
Right. Whatever it was. Yeah. But like, let's say around there.
When did Biden officially step aside? You're saying?
Right. Yeah.
They emerged from the secret room and announced that she was running for president.
Well, Biden did it. Apparently, Biden did it without clearing it with folks, right? Like he did it on his own accord to stick it to the Dems for pushing him out. When he announced his resignation, he said he endorses Kamala. Like they didn't know he was going to do that. Did they think that was bad? Wasn't that where they were heading anyway? No, they wanted to do a primary runoff, like at the DNC.
That's what they say now. I think it's a retroactive.
Really? I feel like even at the time they said it.
I don't
like that week there were rumors that came out.
I remember. I'm sorry. I just remember after she lost. The first time I ever heard of that was after she lost, and Nancy Pelosi said we lost because Joe Biden fucked us in the ass, and we should have had a primary runoff, and then she would have been a stronger candidate, and blah blah blah.
Oh, so they still figured she would win, but they just wanted to have that extra formality.
They wanted the people to pick her or something like that. Yeah.
I don't buy that for a second.
But I feel like even that the week of the announcement, that same story came out just without the attachment of Nancy Pelosi saying it was like Democratic insiders, blah blah blah. But regardless, the question I'm posing is, after that disastrous debate performance from Biden, objectively disastrous, to the point that he had to drop out of the race. If he somehow decided, like, oh man, I messed up, my party's weak, I know what I need to do, and he went to Netanyahu and was like, either sign the ceasefire or I'm not giving you any more weapons, or whatever he had to do to force the ceasefire. He got Israel to agree to a ceasefire as Kamala is running for president or beginning her campaign. Do you think that would have changed things?
No.
Why not?
Change it in what way?
Like, do you think it would have given Kamala a chance to win?
What is your theory that it would have? Why would it have changed it?
My theory is that the main reason that people were not inspired to vote for Kamala is because they saw that she would have the exact same policy on Gaza as Biden.
I think Gaza was the biggest issue in this election.
There was just a big.
I don't think there was one thing that was the biggest issue.
The economy
I think it was
the biggest
big issue. What do you mean the economy? Like what part?
You
what
were just
aspect of the
screaming
agenda?
about people wanting to kill Trump because they're still poor. That's what.
Oh, because yeah. No, okay, that's fine.
There were like I'm pretty sure I read something that like any country that had like a major national election in 2024, the incumbent party lost basically, and it related to the economy. Other countries didn't have anything to do with Gaza negotiations, and the incumbent party still lost.
I think it
has nothing to do with it.
I don't say nothing. I think it contributed, but I don't. To answer Rob's question, I don't think. I mean, she was so terrible.
You can't say it had nothing to do with it because in Michigan, Rashida Tlaib won her seat, and then in her district, Trump won. So there were people that voted for Tlaib and Trump. That had to be because of Afghan. Couldn't have been because of the economy.
So if Kamala won Michigan, what would that have changed?
But there's also there was just a study 2 or 3 days ago that 30% of people who voted for Biden in 2020 and did not vote for him and did not vote for Kamala Harris in 2024 cited Gaza as a reason that her inability to or unwillingness to move on that from Biden and being having the exact same policy was the number one reason. But I agree with Sid in a sense. I don't think that moved the needle as that much because she's so shitty. She's so shitty in so many ways, even extra politically. She's just so unlikable and so awful. And she's, that whole Karen incident she had with the protest. I think anytime she just talks, she's she just visually represents everything that sucks about Democrats. The way Biden did in a different way, just being asleep at the wheel and a vegetable. I think she's the same in a different way. She represents that up and coming, she's 50, but
she's 60.
Is she 60?
I
meant in her 50s.
Relative to Joe Biden, she feels like she's in her 20s, but she's fucking old as dirt too.
It's crazy. The craziest thing was Waltz is younger than her. That was the craziest stat.
Yeah, that's nuts. That was like Gwen Stefani being older than Ted Cruz that we talked about the other day.
All right, well, that's enough of the political dick swinging.
Wait,
we'll
what?
Talk more. I don't know.
What were you doing under the console?
Yeah, that's a different browser tab, Rob.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my browser tab's mixed up again. One last.
More dick swinging?
one last dick swing. Politics adjacent is this footage of Hulk Hogan talking about Andre the Giant. That got me so annoyed.
Why you still talk about me? I dead for 20 years. I'm dead. Leave me alone.
So Hogan's out here promoting his Real American beer, which I imagine tastes awful.
That beer tastes like shit. I drink in the afterlife. It tastes like milk.
Love it. So he's promoting his Real American beer, and here he is wearing his dumbass MAGA Powers shirt.
Oh
no. Talking about how Andre enjoyed drinking beer. And lying.
Get a beer and put Andre's picture on there too. He came to Tampa. He calls me. He goes, "Hey, boss, I'm at Tampa Airport." I said, "I'll be right there."
Best Andre impression ever.
Also, Andre's not calling Hulk. Let's be honest.
I walk into the Delta Lounge and he's drinking beers. He's got like 6 of them in front of him. So I sat there with him and he drank 108 beers in 55 minutes. 108. So he would love Real America.
That's 2 beers a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. He
At
might
least
have that backwards. It might be 55 beers in 108 minutes. Is that maybe more doable?
He might have got it backwards, or he might have just pulled a fucking number out of his old wither.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
You know what? We probably should get a beer and put Andre's.
Oh, that was the whole story.
Whatever. Oh,
just
so
can't
skinny.
help lying.
He just who don't just stop mentioning Andre. Even if that did happen, you have such little goodwill. Just shut up already.
And the Andre drinking a lot of beer story is so done to death already, no pun intended, that all right.
Yeah.
It's been covered.
Keep my name out your orange mouth.
Who would he have to get clearance from to put Andre's picture on the beer can? Is there like an estate of Andre the Giant? Is it his daughter? Does Vince own the rights of the likeness?
No, yeah, his daughter. I think it's his daughter. His daughter runs his estate.
You think she'd sign off on that?
No.
Is she like 6'11"? What is the?
She was in the documentary, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking how rough it is to look like
She
be a
looks
young
like
girl. I mean, enough
she's big
that I
boned.
felt bad for her.
Oh, I see. Can you tell she's Andre's daughter? I can't remember this. Oh, okay, I remember now.
You kind of see it.
She's a regular looking girl that could lose some weight. Let's be nice.
I don't know if she
Natalia.
can. It might just be genetic. Like when you're related to Andre.
So she
I
has
don't know what you can do.
she has acromegaly, but going outwards rather than up.
No, she just has big bones. Here she is with the son of Big John Studd. I thought this was a cute photo.
Oh, that's nice.
That's not just young Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Did they have a lumberjack match right after this photo?
And I swear
She
to
power
God,
slammed him.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but in this picture, she looks like if one of the Nasty Boys was trans.
Oh.
I see that.
Like trans Brian Knobs.
Yes. That's not a flattering picture of her. Here, I'm into it.
Which one?
The pink buzz cut.
Let's see that.
Got the angsty
Oh yeah, I see.
punk rock girl vibes.
You would think standing next to a beautiful.
Oh, I like her with the darker hair.
Yeah, that's nice.
What,
That's
is she-
up vibes.
Is she dressed as Tugboat there? What is that? Is that cosplay?
Oh.
Man, Andre looks more feminine than she does right there.
Oh, no.
Oh
looks
wait, I
very
think that.
definite.
Hold on, I think that might be his mom. Or that might be her mom, actually.
What?
Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
Never mind. Never mind.
Covered in
never mind.
tattoos like that?
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Her mom was apparently a model. Oh, I guess this is her mom.
Listen, Andre got all the puss back then. Hey now.
I guess her mom has like pretty thick legs herself. You know, she's like
Jesus Christ.
wide hips. I'm not saying she's fat at all.
Yes.
I'm saying these are big people.
Hourglass figure.
Andre would have murdered a smaller woman if he tried to insert his penis. He'd just break her.
They may have had some kind of agreement. A lot of hand jobs and 69.
She just rides him. You know, he lays down and she goes to work.
Do you think they could? Do you think they could physically 69? Like, was her pussy too far away from his mouth while sucking his dick?
Good question.
Well, she probably just would sit on his face, and his dick was probably big enough that she'd still be able to.
Right. Like, how far up his belly is his dick going? Pretty far.
That's probably true. She could probably just get to the tip.
I've read more than I like to admit.
Oh,
wondering
no.
how large Andre the Giant's penis was.
Well, there was some first-hand
fiction?
accounts I've heard. I think
Yeah, but I mean, everyone exaggerates with him, so you never. It's like Ric Flair talking about his dick. You can't trust Ric Flair.
True.
But
think,
then there was like so.
I think Tony
What's that?
Atlas once said something about his cock, and he's very reliable. Did he say it was like a baby's arm holding an apple or something like that? I don't know.
Holding 8 grapefruits.
Isn't that from Austin Powers?
That's from A Million Things.
That's an old saying, but I'm saying
Yeah.
Tony Atlas wheeled it out.
I tried to generate a nude image of Andre the Giant. Grok would not do it for me. It's just his face.
Grok is lame.
Yeah.
Can't do anything, not just sex. Like, you can't do anything like really controversial in any way.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess you could. You can't do anything blatantly controversial. You know?
All right, I'm trying Andre the Giant's dong. Let's see what happens. No, it's still just his face. God damn it.
Sad.
Can you do Andre the Giant with like a tree branch where his penis should be, or like a kielbasa or something? Don't put Anne Frank in this, you bastard.
What if I say Andre the Giant, but his penis is Anne Frank?
Oh, that's great.
Okay, here's Lanny Poffo,
Uh-oh.
who is the brother of the Macho Man. and also the genius. And I believe he's talking about Andre's penis.
Andre's penis? Any?
It would look good on anybody else but him.
Because proportion.
Yeah, and okay. Anyway, I was thinking. I saw the Missy Hyatt thing you had.
Yes.
I didn't.
Where she ranks everybody.
No, not the whole show, but you know.
Mm-hmm. I can send it to you.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, but
his voice is always so weird.
I don't know about Batista, and I know everybody's curious, but if I were a betting man, I would put win, place, and show on Robert Fuller.
Oh, we've talked about Robert Fuller before.
You're verifying it here. I don't know about Batista, so I can't say it.
Right.
I don't know. I know.
Al Hayes. Lord Al Hayes, I think.
I heard that.
Piper said he used to chase Roddy around the locker room with it. Roddy, in a full swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Lord
I don't
Alfred
know,
Hayes.
But I do know Robert Fuller. He lives up to the hype.
Right.
But you want to know who of all time was the greatest?
I'll say Milton Berle, of course. Oh, you mean wrestling? Limited to wrestling, or
Limited to wrestling.
Oh Christ, I don't know. Well, who have we heard on the
What
show?
is
It's the
this
only way I have any
conversation?
knowledge of it. Too Cold Scorpio, you sometimes hear in this. Fuller, always you hear. Al Hayes. Who else? Who am I missing?
Ole Anderson.
Oh, Virgil.
Ole Anderson.
Ole Anderson.
No, he is.
This is our show.
Matter of fact.
Yes. Very good. Okay.
But
No,
we're
it's
like
Argentino
laughing.
Rocca,
These guys are like
Antonino
dead.
Rocca.
It's like a
Now,
fucking
here's what
news
happened. He changed
broadcast.
the business
and they're
with
just
his
talking
dick.
about wrestlers.
Changed the business. The landscape of the business.
He just said change the business with a dick? Did he just say? Hold on, I gotta go back.
No, I think he's saying like he changed the business with his wrestling, but also he had a monster cock. I don't know.
Business with his dick.
No!
The business. The landscape of the business.
Well, let's go back a little bit.
Now, here's what happened.
He invented
changed
a way
the
to do a
business with his
senton
dick.
splash without landing on your cock.
What is this?
Okay. No, it's Argentino Rocca, Antonino Rocca. Now, here's what happened. He changed the business with his dick. Changed the business. The landscape of the
listening.
business. Okay. Antonino Rocca evidently didn't save his money. Okay, so he made all that money in the 50s, and then in the early 60s. Now he's getting old, and that big leap was a little lower. I know the
That's
feeling.
right.
Okay, so what happened was, you ever heard of Schaefer beer?
Sure. Yeah.
Did they still sell it?
They mightn't. It was a lower end beer in the 70s and before that.
Okay, did you know that Schaefer Beer sponsored a wrestling show in Secaucus, New Jersey, WWOR?
Yes.
And they had their show at the...
Was that the one that Dennis James used to be the ring announcer for? They used to tape it, I think, at Schutzen Park in North Bergen in the 60s. Go ahead.
That I don't know, but
Joe
they only
Franklin
made a
show
few
of wrestling.
tapes.
It really is.
And,
with Cox.
They were at the Sunnyside Garden.
In Queens.
So it was professional wrestling with Antonino Rocca. He was your host. He was on the microphone.
Right.
So evidently, now, I'm the only, everybody that knows this is dead now, but I broke into 1973, and I traveled around with Argentina Apollo and all the old timers, and that's all, 400-mile trip, Rocca's dick, that's all you could talk about. And I pretended not to be interested, but I thought it was pretty fascinating because it must have been fantastic. So I'm talking about Barnum and Bailey fantastic. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
So what happened was, now what does this got to do with wrestling, you ask? It
Yeah.
doesn't. Rocca, you ever heard the expression put his dick in the cash register?
No.
Well, this is Rocca evidently might have had some sexual
Could
relations
you pause for 1 second?
with Schaefer's daughter.
I love how he keeps asking the guy questions where I'm not, like, he doesn't like he's like, you ever heard of Schaefer's beer?
Right.
And then the guy like answers as if Pafo is actually asking a question. Like, is that a thing or am I crazy in making that up? It just feels like every time he says ever heard of, he's like actually earnestly asking. Like, I have CTE. I'm not sure if this is a real thing. Did Schaefer's beer exist?
Yeah. Is this the Mandela effect? You remember the Berenstain Bears?
Putting your dick in the cash register. Is that an expression? or just a dream I had?
You ever hear of cash registers? Used to put the money in there when we had money. You ever hear of money?
Oh my God! Keep going. All right, play.
Daughter.
He was fucking the
And put her in the
promoter.
hospital.
Oh,
Because it wasn't just long, it was the girth.
Right.
No.
You know, and
Like a beer can. Right.
I
Probably.
don't see. I didn't see it.
Right.
But all you get is these big fish stories. It's always, it keeps
Literally.
getting bigger and bigger. So you don't know. Now Robert Fuller lived up to it.
Right.
Because I had heard about it before I saw it.
God.
When I saw it, I said, "Oh, that's yeah." And nobody belonged on that list that Missy Hyatt made. Nobody. Erase me and everybody else.
Compared to Robert Fuller.
That was
The crazy
right.
thing
okay.
in this
that's just
entire
my vote.
conversation.
Okay.
Honky Tonk, I believe, said he saw him put a full fucking
Oh, pause
armbar
it.
on the deal.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah.
The crazy
me
thing
hypnotized
in
by
this
Dick.
conversation is that it started with the interviewer asking him, "Hey, did you see WrestleMania last month?" And then just 45 minutes of cock talk.
This is Robert Fuller, by the way,
Yes,
who we've mentioned.
you've shown to us before. Still
I do
alive?
remember, still alive. I remember when I first saw this photo, I was just like, "What? How? How?
that's limp dick. Yeah.
That's soft." Yeah, exactly. Like, how does blood get to the rest of his body?
Have you ever
Yeah.
tried to find out where he lives? Like, just visit him?
Probably Florida. Look at that tan.
Photo lens.
How do you think he feels knowing that, like, former colleagues of his are just going on the internet doing interviews about his cock?
Probably feels
I'm
great.
proud. I imagine
That's
proud.
fucking weird. It's fucking
Like, look,
weird, man.
If he wasn't proud, he would not be wearing this banana hammock. He'd be wearing
He's
board
just
shorts.
relaxing, Rob. Give him a break.
What if? But how do you know his niece didn't take that as a friendly Facebook photo?
Yeah.
Come on. She's not thinking about his cock. He's
Put
being
some
nice with
sunset
his niece.
lotion on him. There was a Brazzers film crew
Good
around.
looking man back in the day.
Sid, heartwarming photo of Anne Frank taking a photo of Robert Fuller. No.
Can't see it here though.
But yeah, that show is great. I love that interviewer. He now has a regular weekly podcast with Kevin Nash, which is very funny because he's still doing the Joe Franklin shtick, and Kevin Nash just kind of plows right over him and it like ignores him and goes off on tangents and stuff. I find Kevin Nash like so hard to follow when he talks too. I don't know if that's CTE or what, but he didn't take that many bumps in his career.
Yeah.
But he's very incoherent. But this guy's a fantastic interviewer. He's kind of like also
What's his name? Sean something?
I don't know his last name, Sean something, but it's called Kayfabe Commentaries is the name of their.
Or you should.
Sadly,
yeah.
Grok does not know what Robert Fuller looks like.
Yeah.
Sean Oliver. Is his name.
Sean Oliver. You Shoot is one of the shows on their channel. It's like
I see.
Kayfabe Commentaries.
I see. I don't think he produces new episodes anymore. I think that's done. And all of them are just, you could stream them all now. But yeah, he did a really great job in the mid-aughts, I feel, because he, like, all the
wrestling cocks.
well, with the shoots, yeah, no,
It's one of many topics. It's not a cock show.
Yeah. They do. They have really great segments on there too, like the Missy Hyatt thing he was talking about. Maybe let's cue that one up.
He had different people on, and they had a segment called like "Who's a Hoe"
Is he
or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they would announce, and it was men too, so it wasn't really completely sexist. But like the wrestler they'd have a little tile with the person's name on it, and you have to put it in the hoe bag or the non-hoe bag.
And is he always that like deadpan and dry?
He got a very good demeanor. Like that's what I really like about it, is that he's not a cliched like wrestling guy, wrestling announcer. He has the like sort of ethos of I don't know, like a mix between Howard Stern and Joe Franklin is a good way to put it. Very dry.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm trying to find. I guess it's not. They don't have.
Behind a paywall.
Yeah, you got to pay for that one.
Oh well.
Missy Hyatt charges.
Are you torrenting it right now, Rob?
Yeah, I'm torrenting it for us.
Of course.
Oh, is this it? Sorry, I'm just still. Oh no, it's a different. All right, I'm off it. I'm off it, folks.
Good.
But I wish we had it because it was really funny. Her doing the penis, like she ranked guys by penis size, I guess, on a penis chart.
Who was the
penis
smallest?
chart?
We actually, John Cena nominated himself as having a small penis. I don't know if you ever saw that, but he went on like Jimmy Kimmel or one of these, maybe Conan. I'm not sure.
I don't buy that.
Yeah, that seems like he's just being self-deprecating because that's his persona.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody came out and contradicted it though. Just saying. He was
Maybe he's a never nude and nobody's ever seen his penis. He's always got the denim shorts on, right? Like Tobias on Arrested Development. That's why he wrestled in those.
I never considered that.
Maybe he has full frontal scene in the new Peacemaker season.
Does he? He has a full back scene in the Amy Schumer movie. You see his butt. I guess you see his front too. He has a sock on his dick.
Yeah, or something. Towel.
Movie magic.
Which part that Amy Schumer would get a guy who looks like John Cena?
Yes. I mean, Amy Schumer getting a non-famous guy that looks like John Cena, maybe because she's rich, but not John Cena.
Yeah, fair.
But John Cena has also said in interviews that he has, like, after becoming famous, super famous, he has gone to random strip clubs and just had sex with very overweight women and very unattractive women. Just he enjoys women so much that he likes throwing a dick on like random women.
Where does he say this?
I don't know, on a podcast somewhere. I think maybe Howard Stern, actually.
Oh, all right.
I think he said that.
Good for him.
Yeah, pretty sure it was Howard Stern.
So he's not like a married family man? I don't really know anything
now he
about
is.
his actual
I think that was when he was single. Or I'm sorry, the interview wasn't, but he was talking about when he was single.
Okay.
Single and famous. I was just like, really? Like you'd fuck a 300-pound broad or whatever, something like that. Like, yeah, I mean, and he was so sincere. He was like, yeah, totally. Like, I actually enjoy it. I'm not doing it as a power trip, whatever.
Good for him.
Back in the world of politics for a moment.
Oh.
More dick swinging.
There's a hot new rap group, rap duo on the scene.
Oh, my God.
One of them as fucking like Roseanne. What is she doing?
They look like the twins in the second Matrix movie.
Yes. Oh, my God.
I don't know who this Tom McDonald guy is. I've seen his face before.
Is this not the same guy who did the Ben Shapiro rap song, or is that somebody else?
This is that guy.
This is that guy. Yes.
Anderson. Tom Anderson, is that his name?
McDonald.
Tom Anderson is the neighbor from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
But they look alike, though, a little bit.
Wow, he was scheduled to be a supporting act for Falling in Reverse until the tour was canceled.
Oh,
fucking cancel culture.
Right. Let's hear this rap.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry.
What is she doing?
Are we gonna get a copyright strike for this?
It's fine.
Thank God that we're back. Couldn't take another 4 years. That's a wrap. I can take a bath in your tears. That's a fact. You got lipstick all on your beard. You're a man. That is cap. That is cap.
All right, I don't care about his rap. I want to get to her rap. Let's see. Oh, here she is. Let's go. Look at these wonderful people.
They try to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Got a mean hook. They can't get me with that jab. Trying to take away my right to go and
the auto-tune with the jab.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
I'm surprised they didn't rhyme jab with hijab or something.
Oh my God.
I mean, hook, they can't get me with that jab. Trying to take away my right to go and save this. Well, listen up, because this run is going bad.
What rights are they taking away from you? You're a fucking multi-millionaire. Like what have they taken? They took away your show, which you're still getting royalties on? Like what? Get out of here.
Her normal hair, I guess.
Can't say the N-word.
Are they saying fags or facts?
I know that's the first thing I thought, and when my mind told me like they wouldn't go that far with it.
That's what they took away from her, is the right to say that.
It was the original cut was that.
Yeah.
It's going bad with the facts. Why they trying to turn Becky into Dan?
Oh, I just got that that's a Roseanne reference. In my mind, when I first heard it, I was like, why did she pick those two names specifically? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because we're like 30 years removed from that show being in.
Yeah, seriously.
That's I play that back with the facts. I think they are. They're not. They're saying it, but they're not saying it. Like
at the end, they're not enunciating the T for sure. It sounds like facts.
It's like when Karis once said, "Overseer, officer." Come on. There's a hard G in there.
I really like the paps. I'm not gonna lie.
I think. Listen, if you told me Roseanne had a rap record, this is better than what I would have envisioned.
I have to agree. It's better. I obviously I saw the headlines. I was avoiding watching it until we saw this live. This is better than I assumed it would be. It's not good, but it's better than I assumed.
The content is the main culprit here.
She's got flow. You got to give her that.
She's like I'm saying. She's on the beat. I thought it was gonna be like So Cold in the D or something.
It's the first time she's had flow in 30 years. Props.
It's also like it's not like my name's Roseanne and I'm here to say I rock it all over the USA.
Yeah.
You know,
well, maybe that's the second verse.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We're only halfway.
I'm Roseanne.
Wait. These are some bars.
Screw Eminem. I'm Roseanne.
Oh, you fucked yourself now.
It's done. Too bad. Boo-hoo. So sad.
Oh!
You cry, we laugh, we wave.
Twerking. Bad hip. Did you see that twerk move?
I guess she doesn't rap anymore. That's sad. And let's be honest, you know who wrote that rap for her. Wait a minute. Is this that idiot who did those movies? Is that Matt Walsh?
It looks like him. I don't know. Is it?
No, I think it's someone else.
Is that Post Malone?
No. All these conservatives look alike to me.
Although I have to admit the hook is pretty catchy. I'm ashamed to say.
It's the most middest white rap.
Yeah, it's very basic.
It's competent enough to be a rap song, and that's it. And then they insert like horrific conservative MAGA content.
The quality of right-wing social commentary through music is so bad. This is one of the best. Yeah, this is one of the best ones they've ever released.
It's like Robert Fuller's penis. They're all big, but this is bigger than all the others.
Roseanne has definitely seen Robert Fuller's penis.
She could just look out her window and see it. It's like Sarah Palin with Russia.
He's got almost 5 million followers. Jeez Louise. 5 million subscribers on YouTube.
He's scratching an itch, bro.
You know. And he's like Canadian, right? Isn't that like...
There's a desperate need for conservatives to feel like a part of like
culture?
acceptable culture. They have their own like walled off culture, but they feel the need to integrate without compromising on any of their hideous beliefs. And this sort of like is attempting to be that glue, I feel. Stuff
the
like
thing
this.
is, the audience for that song is, I'd say, 100% people who would not otherwise like that song because it's rap music.
Yes, it's like we're reclaiming it.
Yeah, they have to like through gritted teeth because they know they're supposed to like it. They're like, yeah, that's great. Oh, garbage. So yeah, go ahead.
You can see the audience in the video. Like there's like 51-year-old conservative.
The
white
track
guy.
was not playing. That's why they were having because it was just Roseanne lip syncing while like Charlie Daniels band is actually playing.
Charlie Daniels, ironically, has a song with these exact lyrics. Very strange. He's a pioneer, visionary. Talking about don't change Becky into Dan.
Oh my
with
God.
a harmonica playing.
That's what happens when the devil goes down to the doctor's office.
Well, this is another gripe of mine with this song. Is like pick one thing. Like make a track about Trump. Make a track about trans women in sports. Make a track about the vaccine. You can't like just go in vaccine to the
Play all the
trans to
hits.
the yeah. Then you got a whole album. Like, why are you inserting everything into one verse?
You want a whole album of this?
I don't want it, but I'm like trying to look at it as the perspective from their agent or whatever. Like, you got 18 different things you're griping about. Or is every song just going to insert all of those things that they're mad about?
Because he's not doing a whole album with Roseanne. It's probably every track is a different like right-wing celebrity.
Right.
So they all want to hit all the topics.
They wheel each celebrity out. Is there a James Woods track?
Yes. Well, no, his recording studio burned down, so he wasn't able to do it.
Oh,
very
poor
sad.
James. Still crying about that? Got 7 other homes. Calm down.
Should have been James Bricks instead of Wood. That's why Danzig's still doing well.
Yeah. Created that moat.
But yeah, I guess we all trash that song in general.
I trash it. But yeah, like it is catchy, but I trash it.
Rob?
I'm kind of blown away that Trump apparently launched a meme coin last night. It's already worth $32 billion.
Billion?
Billion, yes.
Can you just unpack how it's worth $32 billion? Like, what does that mean in real terms to a layman?
Based on the amount of coins they put out and the value of those coins, which has rose 600% overnight, the value of the entire collection of coins is 32
right. But
billion,
I guess what I'm saying is like
there's a billion of the coins.
I can just make a billion coins and say this is now worth $1 billion, but someone has to buy it for it to have meaning.
Right. Well, it wasn't worth that until so many people bought into it that it now has that value. Yeah.
How many did you buy, Rob?
I didn't even know about it. But I'm reading about this crypto ball. This is where Snoop performed. It was actually last night. Let me read it to you. This is so like our country is in ruins. And I'm not against crypto. I have some crypto, but this just is ridiculous. The first ever crypto ball on January. This is a press release announcing it, so it's all in the future tense. First ever crypto ball will celebrate pro-crypto policies ahead of President-elect Trump's inauguration. The first ever crypto ball will take place on January 17th, just days before the inauguration on January 20th. The black tie event, organized to celebrate expected pro-crypto regulations, will be held at the Andrew W. Mellon Auditorium in D.C. David Sachs,
Andrew W.K.
David Sachs, Trump's appointed AI and crypto czar, will host the event alongside prominent industry figures. Tickets are high in demand, with $2,500 gold tickets already sold out and $5,000 black tickets still available. Oh, thank God. In addition to general attendance, exclusive packages include a $100,000 VIP ticket and a $1 million private dinner with Trump.
Oh.
Isn't that illegal?
I guess not until he's actually in office.
Yeah, not until someone fucking takes him to court for it, right? We're going to be saying that a lot these next weeks. Isn't that illegal?
Oh, yeah.
I think at this point it's just understood that he's getting away with whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, it was already understood 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But then there were still like the handful of dipshits that were like, oh, all these trials, we're finally going to get them. It's like,
right.
No. And now I think
the three of us were all in agreement that nothing was ever gonna. Every week, my mom was like, "What's gonna happen to Trump? He's held." I'm like, "Nothing will happen."
I definitely had people in my life where I every week I'd be like, "Let me know when actual consequences happen." Until then, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Still haven't let me know.
I also
never happening.
Like the people who are in a position to prosecute Trump are scared to prosecute Trump on anything that'll stick because they're doing a lot of the same shit. I think this has always been the problem. Like, you can't get him on war crimes, even though he's a war criminal. What are you going to do? Then you got to line up fucking like Blinken next, What are you going to do? So they go after him on all this petty shit that's not going to stick. Like the fucking voting thing. Yeah, he did it. I agree that was wrong, but like, it's not going to stick because like you got to get him on. You got to get these people on shit that's real.
I mean, if he had lost the election, I feel like something would have stuck. But then he won the election, and everybody's just dropping all the cases, so we'll never find out.
Well, didn't he lose one of the cases, and he's still nothing's going to happen.
Well, because then they were like, all right, but then you became president, so we're not actually going to have a sentence. We'll just say that you were found guilty, and that's the entirety of the punishment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then but that's my point. I feel like this was a facade just so they can go like, he's a convicted felon. You're really going to vote for him? And then they pounded that for like 2 months, and he just, yes.
Yeah, that was part of it. But then if he actually had lost, I feel like maybe there would have been something. But then he won, and it wiped all of it away forever.
Perhaps.
But either way, we'll never find out because he won, and that's it. And it's all dropped. I can't imagine in 4 years they'd be like, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's bring that all that stuff back. So.
Well, 4 years was probably his name on Mount Rushmore because he got to follow Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Can you imagine they just carve out another, like a Trump face next to Lincoln?
I could imagine him having that idea and exploring it. It's no less reasonable than buying Greenland.
2 of those guys own slaves.
Yeah.
I'm no worse than number 3.
I wanted to, I couldn't end the show.
End the show? What are you talking about?
We still got plenty of show. I know. Hold on. I'm just saying, we must discuss
this bust?
Tim Lambesis.
Oh.
What is
he has
that?
A bust. So
he does.
Yeah.
Sizable B cup. What did that scamp get up to now?
Oh.
Well, I guess there's more drama with his ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah, he did some podcast where he's like, "Oh, I'm a victim. I'm a victim."
He's crying.
The reason my band left me is because my ex-wife made me go crazy. She treated me bad.
Oh.
Yeah, and then and that she was manipulative, blah blah blah. And then there's
it that she had bigger tits? He had bigger tits than her, and he was very upset about that.
That's my kid.
I think they were both upset that their friend Greg Goliath had bigger tits than either of them.
Bigger X.
And then there was like a new piece of security footage was released from their house, which was weird. It was showing him being cruel to their dog, which it's like, all right, that's it. Send him to the Hague, as far as I'm concerned.
That is the number 2 thing you can't do. That everyone, like there's the pedophilia and dog abuse.
Hurting dogs.
Yeah. Right.
Or cats.
Criticizing Beyonce, I think, is on that list.
It's just the pylon. You'll never escape it.
There's a video. It isn't as bad as it sounds. Like he's kind of like
show it though.
He's like at one point he's like shoving his dog away with his leg aggressively.
It's close enough to a kick.
Yeah, close to a kick, but I don't think it's a kick.
Fresh.
Well, I don't want to show it on the air. And then the other one is him basically smacking the dog and telling it to leave. Which, why would you treat a dog like that? That's not nice.
Because he treats everyone like that because he sucks.
Yeah.
He's also clearly, I think we can say, mentally ill, right?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not
my question is, so the ex-wife released a statement saying she's not the one releasing these videos.
Yes.
So then who the fuck has the videos to release? Who else would it be?
Maybe
it's not him.
Maybe she sent it to a friend, like, look at what a piece of shit my ex-husband is. And then that person released it.
Right, because when his band members quit, they said that they saw footage that it's like, oh, well, we don't want to be around this guy anymore. And I'm assuming it's the clips that we've already seen. So it might just be that they got circulated. Like she was sending it. I can imagine she was talking to a friend, a mutual friend maybe, And then they were like, well, I talked to Tim and he has a different story. And she's like, well, look at this. You know,
So
and
this
then
is like the David Ellefson situation? Or like a friend of the woman that he jacked off in front of is the one who actually shared the video?
Can we get
Dude,
Missy Hyatt to rank?
that happens all the time. That happens all the time. In the Vince McMahon thing, that's how it happened. Was a friend of the woman that McMahon was abusing tipped off the WWE board of directors about it because she had confided in this friend.
Imagine it's all the same friend. Just the
For
least
McMahon and
trustworthy.
Lambesis, yeah.
And Ellefson. It's the same
Oh, I
person
know.
in all three stories.
It is interesting though. His Lambesis' ex-wife, she released a statement that Sid alluded to yesterday. She released a statement, and she claims that she did not release any of the videos about Tim Lambesis, and none of them were hers. Out of respect, she's asking whoever's leaking the videos to please stop. She says, I will no longer stay silent out of fear of Tim. The lies being told by him in his last statement and in the recent podcast are deliberate attempts to cover up the truth and play the victim using typical Darvo tactics. What's Darvo tactics? Let's see. Darvo is a manipulative tactic used by abusers to deflect blame and responsibility for their actions. It stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. I think that's exact. Like that's what I didn't know there was a name for this. That's exactly what we say he's been doing. Like every time we read any of his excuse-ridden monologues, it's always like, well, it was the victim's fault, you know? Oh, so Darvo, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Interesting. She goes on to say, there was never a domestic violence investigation against me, nor was there ever a restraining order placed against me. This is public information anyone can access online. The videos that Tim claims to have of me, quote, abusing him are instances of self-defense and outburst against his ongoing physical and mental abuse and repeated infidelity with hundreds of people. Hundreds?
Oh, so you're saying she's accusing him of being bi?
Yeah, well, not hundreds of women.
What if
Rob,
it was
Rob is
forced
hearing
by?
what he wants to hear.
I mean, women are people, but not all people are women.
Rob, it was forced by. Don't get excited.
That's even more exciting.
Even in that, he's the victim.
Yeah. Well, wait, who's forcing the buy? Him or he's being forced? Is he forcing the buy or is he being forced?
Rob Halford.
If he's being forced into buy, I'm into it. If he's forcing someone else, I'm not into it.
Okay. Yeah,
What if he's forcing you?
If he's bottoming against his will, I'm into it.
He's forcing Rob to be bi with a woman.
Yeah, with his ex-wife.
If he's forcing him, if he's forcing me to top him, I would do it just to make him uncomfortable. I'm not really into him anymore.
But where's the bi in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no bi
Again,
in that.
Rob's just hearing what he wants to hear. Would you have?
Oh, sorry.
Would you use the condom, Rob?
With him? Yeah. He's been with hundreds of people. Yeah, I'd have to make him go do an MGen test first before we.
Oh my god!
Who knows?
You could get that multiple times.
Yeah, that's the scariest part about it. There's no you could rid yourself of it, but then you can't build up a. And if anything, if you get it a second time, it's even harder to get rid of because your body has built up a tolerance to the antibiotics. It's so brutal. It's like the most brutal infectious disease that nobody talks about.
That's what
Other than here on the Livecast, Daddy.
That's what the M stands for. You get it.
That's going to be the next podcast that Lambesis goes on. He says, I have MGen. I'm sorry. I'm a victim. I can't pee normally.
He's going to Darvo us.
Yeah.
Forced by. See, forced by.
Tim has continuously tried to intimidate me, bribe me, and beg me to sign an NDA in our marriage settlement stating I will never publicly talk about him so that the truth will be buried when our divorce is finalized, which are all recorded conversations. She goes on to say, I also have a recorded phone call from Tim a week ago. Excuse me.
She said that too? Is that in the statement? I'm afraid for the deaf interpreter. Or having to do all of this. I get a stroke.
In the middle of her statement, she burped and it smelled so bad that she had to have a
It was like one of those acid burps. Woo.
I don't understand. It smells like Turkish sunflower seeds in here. How did that happen?
She says, I also have a recorded phone call from Tim a week ago rationalizing and explaining why he thinks we should get back together. Ooh. I refuse to let dishonesty overshadow the pain and trauma I have endured any longer. That sounds like As I Lay Dying lyrics.
No.
Not just to me, but to others close to this as well. This isn't just about me anymore. There's Tim's version of why his ex-bandmates left As I Lay Dying, and then there's the truth. There's no irony behind the timing of the dissolution of As I Lay Dying and our marriage. Towards the end of our relationship, Tim told me, in psychology, when someone hears a story of abuse in a relationship from one person, they are more likely to believe that person's version because they were the first to tell the story. At the time, I didn't fully understand what he meant, but it's very clear to me now. The abusive, cheating narcissist will destroy your life and your name with lies before you can shine light on the truth. I'm done being silent.
Good.
I think her ultimate next move should be reforming As I Lay Dying with her on lead vocals and all the band members that just quit. Steal his band from him. He'll have nothing left.
Also, if there's, I guess she's a front woman. She sings in bands as well.
What bands?
Let's see.
Falling in reverse.
Can't really tell. She doesn't tag the band that she's in.
Ziploc colostomy bag.
Oh no!
I can't find it. Let's see. Maybe
But
one.
then
of the
she should
photographers.
totally steal his band.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Alex Shkulnik Trio.
I mean, all these people, like his bandmates and her, are people that were duped into being in relationships with Tim Lambesis, so they could all bond over that, right? And just have all the songs be about how much he sucks.
I think that would be great publicity for the band.
Yeah.
Do it. Is she any good? What kind of music is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find the band that she's in. Somebody
Butcher
wants
Babies?
to. No, but she does cite them as an influence on her.
Oh, there you go.
Pussy Riot.
That's that video of Tim Lambesis freaking out. He's having a pussy riot.
Yeah, well, you got to have a riot if you're fucking hundreds of people every day.
Oh my
Are we
God.
sure that's not like, Hulk Hogan, 159 beers in 20 minutes?
But yeah, I guess it could be, but I don't know why she would exaggerate it. I guess just to make him seem worse, but it's also, I don't know.
He don't seem like he have that kind of stamina. He's very easily deflate. Like not even like sexual stamina, but like he can't like control himself.
He'll have like a meltdown.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll run out of
Well,
the
I
room.
mean, he was on festival tours. I think it's very easy to sleep around. You never have to see the person again. It's like a one and done. It's very
But then how
disposable.
does she find out about all hundreds of these affairs?
Probably told her. Well, so
Maybe
he
he's
could
open
be
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then maybe he's making it up. Yeah, like.
I think it's believable that he slept with hundreds of women. He's been touring for 15 years.
But he hasn't
Let's
been
say
with her for 15 years. He's been with her for like 15 months.
That's true. I see what you're saying.
I
200.
There was a blog post about his lowest point. They said he fucked Andre the Giant's daughter on tour.
Oh, no.
Is that true?
Which version? If it was that pinup picture
pink hair,
version, then that's fine. Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That was at a Warped Tour.
I'm not sure also, like, why even get involved with this guy?
Well, we've been asking that since day one. We haven't found an answer. But people keep doing it.
Anyway.
Everybody likes a fixer-upper. They think they're the one that is going to make Tim Lambesis an honest man.
Well, he's just so attractive. That's the thing. He's such a man. He can't resist.
Well, even Rob says he would fuck him. So even Rob, who knows every bad thing about him.
I wouldn't fuck him. I said I would not fuck him.
I thought you said you would not fuck him entirely based on like personality issues, but physically.
No, I said I would only fuck him if he didn't want to be fucked. So I would like do it to make him feel
fucking
uncomfortable.
mental gymnastics you need.
But
to
I'm
do
not.
to
I'm
just
not
get
attracted
in your
to
head.
him. I'm not, especially like I was attracted to him at the earliest of his muscle fascination. Then
When
he got
you
a little
booked
too
him on
big.
our show to promote his music.
That was just during Mayhem Fest. That was just we were promoting Mayhem Fest. That's why we got him on. It was during Mayhem Month.
This also
By that point, I was no longer attracted to him. He was too big by that point.
This was also before we knew any of this shit about him.
Oh yeah, of course. Well,
And even when I first, when I first met him, I honestly had this feeling of like, man, this guy's a weirdo. He's like so quiet and like odd. He's just very odd. That's what it was.
But what was odd? Like, how do you just like a vibe or?
Yeah, like he had a weird vibe. He was quiet, like soft spoken, kind of.
He had three
But then,
balls.
like-
That's what was odd.
Then like would
Rob
say
would be
weird things.
fascinated by that.
I don't know.
If you knew he had 3 testicles, Rob, would that make you more attracted to him or less?
No change.
No change.
No difference. No, why would that matter?
I don't know. 'Cause
Balls.
it's unique.
No.
You're because then like it's a perfect match. He has 3 testicles. You have 3 butt cheeks. No, all right, fine. I'm just trying to make you his next spouse.
I'm now just looking up shirtless Tim Lambesis pictures to see if they do anything for me.
Yeah,
They're not
no,
doing anything.
You've never done that before. That's not a saved tab on your fucking browser. It's the
Like I
first
need to
time
look
you've
up
ever
Tim. There's
looked at
plenty of other guys I can look up, honey. I don't need to
I
look
do-
up Tim Lambesis, baby.
it. You don't need to. You choose to.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not attracted to him. What?
This is typical.
Listen to my
Darvo
words,
behavior,
Sid.
Rob.
What's that?
You're being very Darvo about this.
Unreal.
Call
I
it
feel like I'm being gaslit at the moment. Speaking of crazy relationships, I want to read this email that a pro wrestler got sent.
Uh-oh.
The wrestler is Matt Cardona,
Oh yeah.
who's an attractive
Related to
guy.
Nina?
Not related to Nina Cardona, no.
He is Zack Ryder. Do you remember Zack
Yes,
Ryder?
the former Zack Ryder. I think that was after Sid's time.
Okay.
His
This
whole
is him.
character, Sid, when he was in WWE, was being like a Long Island douche bro,
Okay.
Like a Jersey Shore knockoff from Long
All
Island.
right.
Yeah, like that's
Kind
kind of
of-
his deal.
and kind of playing himself, but turned up to 11. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little tongue in cheek though. So here's the email that he got. Good morning, Mr. Cardona. This has taken 7 years for me to say. This has taken a lot of courage for me to say, sir. But my name is Will, and I'm a 26-year-old bodybuilder from Tampa, Florida, USA. As opposed to the other Tampa, Floridas? Anyway, I have spent 7 years watching your content. It's very motivating and inspiring. But I just wanted to say, I really want to worship your muscles and smell your farts. Sir? Sir, I've thought about your farts every hour for every day for 7 years. I think about what they smell like and what they sound like constantly, Matt.
Could you imagine, like, Jenny gets these emails every week. Could you imagine the life she must live? This guy gets this
I've got solicitations like this. Not this descriptive.
What?
But
Excuse me?
let me finish this and then we'll talk. Even when I was in college, I graduated, but had a hard time studying and focusing because I was thinking about your farts, sir. I also want to mention this person is clearly a submissive because every time he writes "sir," it's with a capital S. Very clear signal that he is a submissive.
The worshipping farts didn't tip you off. You needed to check his spelling
Yes,
and grammar.
yes, exactly.
He could be he could be a power sniffer.
Right, exactly. He could just be a sniffer without the dominant
That's
stuff.
the fucking episode title.
As I studied my course books in college, the sound of your farts would pop into my head and taunt me. It was like I could hear your farts in my head as I was trying to focus and read. Please, let me know what you think about potentially meeting up, and please get back to me. I would really love to meet with you and smell your farts. My face and nose want them. I would do anything to be able to meet you in person sometime soon. Sir, I really want to smell your gaseous, sulfuric farts.
Oh my
Just
God.
Steve Harvey, gastrous ball.
Please let me know, sir. Thank you, Will.
Signed his real name.
And so, how was this publicized?
He posted it on Twitter.
Oh,
The
that's so
Matt
weird.
Cardona posted a screenshot of. Why? He didn't post his email
person-
address.
Put their whole fucking life on the line for this, and you're just gonna put it out there to your fans to laugh at. That's so sad.
Maybe he's saying, like, should I do this? What do you guys think?
Was there a poll?
But no sex. Just going to fart on you.
Yeah. You come
Yeah, he's
over,
married.
You clean my house. You
maybe
Swiffer the floors, and then
maybe
I'll
it's-
fart on you.
Maybe his wife wants it. His wife is multimillionaire now.
He could always sell him a jar of his farts, something like that. You know, there's ways to go about this.
They have a weird dynamic to me because, like, she's in WWE and he keeps trying to get, like,
Oh.
he's like a indie sensation kind of guy, like goes to every indie place and stuff, and he's and he's like a superstar at indie level, but WWE wants nothing to do with him. So, like, his wife's like a mid-carder and way more famous than him.
I'm sure him releasing this email is not going to help his chances of getting signed by WWE.
Yeah, and but that guy might help that guy's chance of releasing something.
Vince McMahon read it. He's like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Yeah, bring him back, but let him be the farty.
No, he's going to sign the 26-year-old from Tampa, Florida, USA.
Oh, okay.
That guy's going to get a wrestling contract. The gimmick speaks for itself. He just sniffs the wrestler's farts.
And he's a bodybuilder.
He puts you in like a submission where your butt crack is right by his nose, and you just tap out because you're so grossed out.
That's just like Gold Dust. That's
Yeah,
what the homophobic
yes,
thing
yeah.
they did with
Brown
Razor
dust.
Ramon.
Call him
Brown
brown dust.
dust. Oh, so it's like the skid mark.
Yeah. Wow. Unreal.
Yummy, yum, yum. What are we doing here?
But yeah, that inspired me that, like, when I get weird messages like that in the future on Grindr or whatever, I'll definitely save them and read them on the show.
Yeah.
But not because you're famous Robert Pazzabini from
No.
the internet, just because you're you.
Yeah.
Just because you're on the apps.
Would you ever respond to any of these guys if they had like a good?
Typically, they're the least attractive people you could possibly imagine.
I can imagine, but in a 1 in a million chance, one of them was the most gorgeous guy I ever saw.
Oh yeah, then yeah.
Would you indulge his
Oh,
fart thing? Or?
Maybe after we're done. Like after I got my rocks off.
It feels like a lot of pressure, you know. Like
It is. You're right.
You got to build. You got to plan what you eat and all that. You know.
And what if you push too hard and accidentally drop a deuce on his face?
I
mean, isn't that part of the fun?
Yeah, I guess he's got to be prepared for that possibility.
Yeah.
the dream? That's the happy accident, like with Bob Ross.
Oh, that's probably what they look like.
little happy little tree on his face.
Oh. No, I meant that the people into that look like Bob Ross.
I'm trying to think of what I would eat if a woman asked me to fart. Like later on tonight, we're gonna have a hot date, and at the end of it, I want you to fart right into my face, and it's got to be the worst fucking fart.
Well, let her choose. Why?
To be fair, he did not say it has to be the worst fucking fart. He just wants
he
to.
wants it to smell like this guy's normal farts.
Yeah,
That's true, but that's what mine smell like. Honestly, since I've stopped, eating a bad diet, I feel like my farts still stink, but they're much less frequent.
Okay.
I don't know wouldn't know how to make that happen, honestly. Even when like on the off times when I eat something heavy like Indian food, I don't reliably fart every time anymore. Sometimes
Have some beans, have some broccoli.
White Castle does it.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
That might be too. I mean, I feel like the person might be like, I thought I wanted this, but I don't.
Well, that's up to them. You don't worry about that part.
You ever have a fantasy, or even something in life doesn't have to be sexual, and you imagine it to be better than what it is. Then you smell White Castle farts. It's like, no, this is not how I envisioned this.
Not worth it. What did Popeyes at least?
They might think it's like cheating, eating White Castle. You have to earn the farts that you
It's
put
like
up my
blood
nose.
doping
It's like bigorexia. Fartorexia. I just want them to be harder and faster and more frequent.
Oh.
They start smelling ridiculous.
And then all of a sudden your colon falls out.
Right on the person's nose.
Oh my God. Has that ever happened to you, Rob? Have you ever seen someone's colon fall out of their body onto you?
Thankfully,
cock.
no. That is the rosebudding is very, very unappealing to me. It is a complete instant boner killer. And like I don't mind like watching a porn of like a horse hung guy boning hard, but then like when they pull out and you see the rose, like no, I don't want to see that. It's too much.
Just for our less experienced listeners, please explain rosebud.
Pink sock.
It's essentially when the inside of your butt is pulled out. So you kind of see it and it looks like a rose. It's just like very red.
It's like a baboon ass.
A little.
And it looks like and it's just very unappealing. And then it'll just pop back in, but still.
Have you ever had to pop it back in for them?
No, I have not experienced. I can't. Maybe I've blocked that out of my head, but no, I don't.
If they ask you to pop it back in, would you? Or does it depend on your relationship with the person?
Depends.
Like if it's a random hookup, no. But if it's your partner, yes.
Yeah, I would go that way. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
I haven't gotten much into fisting, so especially now lately.
So what? Only 3 fingers?
I've gotten 4.
Wow.
But never the whole fist. It hurts your wrist. It hurts your wrist. It's not. You got to really lube up.
You're an old gay man, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. Now, yeah.
Have you ever done it with a Nintendo Power Glove on? Does that video exist? Is that a porn that exists?
I'm sure it exists.
Oh, these kids with this fisting my arm. It doesn't. I've got arthritis. I can't get all the. They want all the 5 fingers in there.
This is a deleted scene from Lemon Party. The outtakes.
All 5 fingers with the 5 fingers they want now. And then you're supposed to clench when you're in the ass.
Oh.
And also, you're supposed to make a fist. In my day, we never did any of this. You take them out to you get some herring on a bagel or something. And then you go home, you some nice pericomo, you make some love. Nowadays, with the fisting up the ass and clench.
Well, you don't have to fist. I want to show this quick video.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh,
I see fingers.
It's clean. It's clean. Here we go.
Oh, that rice is double nice, especially if it's fried rice. Wait a minute. A fortune cookie already out of the wrapper on top of the rice. It's going to be soft. Looks like it's already turned soft. And why is the message out of the cookie? What does it say? Believe it can be done. Okay. All right, let's see. We got sweet and sour chicken or beef or... Wait a minute. That doesn't look regulation. There's something sniffy about this one. Oh, my God. It's a rice sussy. Oh, that rice.
Is he doing a Jim Ross impression on purpose?
He sounds like Alan Jones to me.
No, it's like halfway between the two. Yeah,
they're putting pussies in the rice, just like I always said.
How many of these have you ordered, Rob? 1 for each of us.
Yes.
That looks like. I mean, I can't. Maybe it's the camera angle. That looks like kind of a small opening. When the guy's finger doesn't even look like it could fit in that hole.
No, it's very elastic. That's like with the fleshlight. The fleshlight holes are pretty small, but they stretch out. I think that's the point. It wants to be nice and tight.
Yeah, but there's a limit. I mean, if you can't even get the head in, it's like, what's the?
Got to lube it up.
You got to spit on that rice so soon.
Yeah, I mean,
spit on that thing.
I mean, I'm no Robert Fuller, but
stick that egg roll in there. How are you finding that content, Rob? How did that cross your
Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter knows what I want.
I see those things, types of, not that particular one, but like I don't have any, unlike Rob, I don't use Twitter for anything sexual at all. But I still, people will randomly post like, look at this different kind of fleshlight and it's a soda can or something, you know. People think it's funny and it circulates for a couple of weeks, you know.
Rob doesn't think it's funny. Rob thinks it's deadly serious.
Yeah. Also, I keep my porn Twitter separate from my civilian Twitter.
It's two different accounts?
Two different accounts, yeah.
I think it's a gay thing because like the porn, like the thirst traps of hetero like women are very off-putting to me. Like even if they're attractive women, it's just so like mercantilistic. It's like, you know, there's a picture and then like go click my you know, it's just like I don't want to be sold something.
You miss the old thirst traps.
Yeah, I mean, I never was really into that to begin with, but like, yeah, you know, like if I'm on a porn site, sure, but like, don't.
Some people, I guess, consider Twitter to be a porn site.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not judging.
The way my profile is, it is a porn site. Exactly.
What's your porn username, Rob?
I'm not telling you.
So people can follow.
Do you interact? Like, do you engage with content, or do you just look at it? Like, do you say that's
no, I just look at, like, I don't, yeah, I'm not posting my own thirst traps now.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant, do you like, that's a nice asshole, buddy, or something like that, you know?
Hey, buddy, nice asshole.
I don't know what your game is.
Darren's saying that the way he said it has to be a drop.
Please. I'll make it myself.
Hey, buddy, nice asshole.
Like, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah.
Why would Darren say that?
In 2031, we'll be like, what was that story?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Dusty Rose Buffer Rob wants to know, what accounts are you following?
Just like thirst trap accounts and like OnlyFans models and stuff like that.
Have you ever accidentally liked or shared or commented from one account when you meant to be doing it with the other?
Shared, no, but liked maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's easy fix.
But my joke kind of threw off the discussion. But do you ever actually engage with the person?
I have on a few occasions commented on like a person's physique, but not very frequently.
Like, what would you say?
Maybe one or two. A few times I did it just to boost that person in my algorithm. You know, like like I want to see this person more. Let me just say something so Twitter thinks I know, but like, well, I do the For You feed because the follow feed is impossible because like in real time you'll just have 10 retweets of one model, and I need a little variety.
Fair enough.
You know.
So what would you comment? What would you say?
Like commenting on their build or whatever?
No, specifically. I want, like, what kind of comments do you say? What's Rob's dirty talk?
I'm not going to tell you specifically so you can search it out and find my account.
Come on, I'm not going to do that. I'm just curious, like, what kind
of, like looking good, great muscles. I don't know.
You were making fun of what I said. It's like the same thing.
I don't go, buddy.
Oh, that was a joke.
Nice balls, pal.
Yeah.
Hey, Max.
Those are hanging real nice.
Hey, you bent over like that there.
That desk you're bent over looks really good. Where'd you get that? Is that Pottery Barn?
I'm too
a lot of it.
Can't pull it off.
A lot of my comments are, "What is this person's at?" That's usually my comment because it's like an aggregator account.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Who is this stud?" Please. I'm drooling. Etc.
Wow. Buddy.
Pal. Who's this pal?
What's his PayPal?
Nice shaft, Chief.
And he responds, "I'm not your pal, friend." Friendo.
Guy.
Oh, my God.
I've loved for you to fart in my face, bucko.
All right. Well, on that
Rob comments asking which wrestlers they would fuck. Dusty Rhodes.
let's talk about our Spotify playlist. Each week we each pick a song, throw it on our playlist called the RIPL Livecast Music Break. You can search for it on Spotify. We have 780 songs, 52 hours. A lot of music, baby.
A lot of burping.
I'm burping like crazy here. Let me take a Tums or something. What did I have last night? I guess I had Bonchon.
You know, guy sitting
Bulgogi and some boneless chicken.
Sitting on a guy's face and farting up his nose.
My pick this week is Empty Walls by Serge Tankian. I like this song has been stuck in my head all week. My jiu-jitsu gym, I have two coaches mainly. One of them, and you know, when we're training, there's music on, and they typically throw on Pandora or something like that, like some station. And one of my coaches almost exclusively plays late 90s, early aughts new metal. Or like, I wouldn't say new metal. I would say like active rock. It's not just new metal. But then like somehow this Serge Tankian song slipped into the rotation, and I heard it like 4 times in a week. Or that's like 4 times in 2 weeks, and then I just the rest of the time in my head I just hear "From behind these empty walls, from behind these empty walls." So just imagine when you're listening to this, and he goes "From behind these empty walls," I'm either choking someone or being choked.
I actually I didn't like that when it came out. That's like what 2006, 7, something like that. And I was a big fan. I'm still a big fan of System of a Down, but then I revisited it.
2007, yeah.
I like it a lot. I started getting into that.
Yeah, I really like. That's the only solo album of his that I liked because it was still heavy, and I love his voice. But then the rest of them were a little too, like, more on the melodic side and like ballady, and didn't do much.
He had an EP like last year or something, right?
He did yes. Foundations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't really get to listen to it, so I don't know, but hopefully that's good.
Sid, what was your pick?
The Explosion was a band from Boston. They were like a street punk rock band in like the late 90s, early aughts, and I liked them a lot, and then they went away. But I picked the first song off their first album. It's called No Revolution. It's just very good, anthemic, Boston-sounding punk rock without like the baggage of Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly that is just like, hey, we're Irish. That's like the only thing about us. This is just like actually a punk band that happens to be from that area, but is more about being a punk band, and it's quite good. Darren, what did you pick?
I picked a song by Rammstein called Heirate mich, which means marry me. But it's the reason I picked it is because it's on the Lost Highway soundtrack, a movie directed by the great David Lynch, who just died recently.
What?
Died as a result of the result of the LA wildfires, but compounding his self-inflicted cigarette smoking diseases. So he said throughout his life, you know, I smoke and I know it's going to kill me and I don't care. So he took a good attitude to it. At least he wasn't crying about it. Like, oh, I have all these diseases and stuff. Like, he enjoyed smoking. He's one of those last Hollywood stalwarts. It's like, I'm going to smoke and I don't fucking give a shit. And people smoke in his movies and stuff. And so,
I mean, he lived to 78. That's a decent run, right? Like at that point, something's going to get you.
And he might have kept going if not for these fires and stuff. But
well, he had to stop like making movies, right, because of the emphysema.
Yeah, he didn't make that many movies. I think he made like 8 movies, something like that. But this is his Lost Highways is probably the most David Lynchian Lynch movie.
Wow,
because it's the one that everybody really either loves or hates. And if you don't like David Lynch, you give this movie 0 stars because it's. I understand it's very like inscrutable weirdness. It's like turned up to 11. But I love it. R.I.P. Lynchend.
Oh, I get it. And
it's like Dan and Becky.
It's a pun.
Yeah.
And if you want a little more live cast in your life, or if you want to show some support, hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/RIP Livecast. Throw something in the tip jar. We give you the show for free every week. Give us a little thank you. We're rotating that iPad over and shoving it in your face so you could hit the tip button.
Just the tip.
And if you want to tip $4 a month, you can. And you'll get access to our bonus episode archives. All of our bonus episodes, including this month's episode. What was our episode this month? I don't even remember. What did we do?
We did the watch along of Bigorexia.
Yeah.
Bigorexia.
Oh, that's right. Talking about Tim Lambesis, his buddy, Greg Golias. We watch a documentary about these muscle dudes who just keep getting bigger. It's actually a really fun watch. Dudes and dudettes. It was really interesting. We learned a lot. And that's right. There was a Russian woman. Every week, Sid offers you a preview of television shows to watch on our Patreon called TV Talk. And if you throw in $10 a month, you get to be a top. $8 a month. That's right. Now it's $8. You get to be a top Livecast fan, and you get a shout out at the end of the show. Which is right now.
You want to say how these people's penises compared to Robert Fuller?
Sure. Benjamin, smaller than Robert Fuller. Dan R., smaller than Robert Fuller. Shasur Sasusit, smaller than Robert Fuller. Lando Deck, smaller than Robert Fuller. LaCroix, smaller than Robert Fuller. Corey and Scotty H., no comment. Aaron, smaller than Robert Fuller. Mr. Smerster is the only man Rob will bottom for. Smaller than Robert Fuller. Douglas Levison. Smaller than Robert Fuller. Slinky, smaller than Robert Fuller. Jander, smaller than Robert Fuller. Randy Bland, twice as large as Robert Fuller. Oh, my God. Folks, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to get out of here. Until next week, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.